Hello and welcome back to the Mid-Century Vault. I'm your very own pop culture historian, Philip Mershon, and today we are untangling a decorative craze that took the mid-century by storm, macrame. If you lived through the 1970s, you couldn't escape it. Plant hangers, wall hangings, decorative owls, even the occasional elephant. It was everywhere. But this art of decorative knot tying is much older than that Mediterranean TV stereo console that it hung over. Macrame is essentially the craft of using a series of knots, like the square knot or the half hitch, to create textiles. No needles, no looms, just clever knotting. And its practical origins are ancient. Various cultures used knotting for everything from nets to basic clothing. But the word macrame itself is believed to come from the Arabic word Macrame, which means fringe. It was a craft that really hit the mark with sailors. I mean, think about it. They had rope, string, and thread, gobs of downtime out at sea, and the boredom that came with it. They would knot fringes onto sails and even created practical items like hammocks and belts. And not just for their own use, because these items were handy bartering tools when they pulled into a port. By the 17th century, Queen Mary II was such a fan that she started teaching it to her ladies-in-waiting. And by the Victorian era, fashionable knotted trims decorated everything from tablecloths to curtains to clothing. It had its moments, it faded, and then it resurfaced big time. The 1960s and 70s anti-establishment and hippie movements saw a renewed interest in any handmade goods from natural materials and a general rejection of slick, mass-produced factory items. And macrame fit perfectly into this back-to-nature earth tone vibe. Organic fibers like hemp, jute, cotton, and sisal were used for wall decor, plant hangers, and the like. And softer, more pliable cording was used for all manner of bohemian wearables. And this hippie fad translated right out to suburbia, where mostly women and girls were embracing crafting. Because macrame was accessible, it only required basic, inexpensive materials, and it could be learned easily. It was seen as a tangible way to express your individuality and decorate your space without buying something manufactured. And of course, the other hook was the whole Pier 1 cost-plus world market popularity of global imported decor. Macrame felt both exotic and groovy. Soon, the plant hanger, the iconic macrame owl, and the elaborate wall hanging became visual standards for the era. It turned up in dorm rooms, first apartments, and cul-de-sac rec rooms. By the early 1980s, the macrame trend had mostly unraveled, giving way to excessive pastels and Santa Fe interiors with cow skulls. But you can't look at the craft as merely a passing fad because, as it often happens, macrame itself has seen a modern resurgence. It's back. Maybe not covering every surface, but certainly popular as a sophisticated element in modern interior design. And there are macrame artists doing works that none of us mere mortals could even dream of. And so the old plant hanger is now in the company of high art. Well, that's it for this installment of the Mid-Century Vault. I'm Philip Mershon, and I'm asking for your engagement on these videos in the form of likes, subscriptions, comments, and shares. And until next time, a little cream rinse will get rid of those knots.